Good day everyone, I am Donita Subico and for today's video we are going to talk about Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare, his biography and the rhythmical pattern and rhyme scheme of the poem. But before that, let us first read the poem. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's full, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never it, nor no man ever loved. So let us tackle the biography of William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England on April 1564. The exact date of his birth is uncertain, but it is most often celebrated around the world on April 23. His baptism is recorded in the parish register at Holy Trinity Church, Stratford-upon-Avon on Wednesday, April 26, 1564. Baptism typically took place within 3 days of a new arrival, thus the date April 23, 1564 as his birth date. His father is John Shakespeare and his mother is Mary Arden, and together they had 8 children. John and Mary lost their infant, so William became their eldest child. John Shakespeare worked as a glove maker, but he also became an important figure in their town, fulfilling civic positions. His elevated status meant that he was even more likely to have sent his children, including William, to a grammar school. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children, Susanna and twins Hamnet and Judith. Between 1585 and 1592, he began a successful career in London as an actor and writer. His first printed works were 2 long poems, namely Venus and Adonis in the year 1593 and The Rape of Lucrece in the year 1594. He also became a founding member of the Lord Chamberlain's Men, later known as the King's Men, a company of actors. Shakespeare was the company's regular dramatist, producing on average 2 plays a year for almost 20 years. Shakespeare produced most of his known work between the mid-1590s and his retirement around 1612. He wrote the most famous plays including Romeo and Juliet, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet, King Lear, Macbeth, and The Tempest. He is known for using iambic pentameter and for using ingenious wordplay in his works. His works has recreated the theatrical conventions, featuring characters with complex love and interpersonal conflicts. His extant works consist of around 38 plays, 154 sonnets, 2 narrative poems, and a variety of other poems. No original manuscripts of Shakespeare's play are known to exist today. It is actually thanks to John Hemming and Henry Condell, members of Shakespeare's own acting company, that we have about half of the plays at all. They collected them for publication as a memorial act to their fellow actor. It was known as the first folio. Folio refers to the size of the paper used. It contained 36 of his plays, but none of his poems. In its preface, the dramatist Ben Jonson wrote of his late contemporary, "He was not of an age, but for all time." Shakespeare's legacy is as rich and diverse as his work. His plays have countless adaptations across multiple genres and cultures. His plays have an enduring presence on stage and film. William Shakespeare continues to be one of the most important literary figures of the English language. Shakespeare died in the Stratford-upon-Avon on April 23, 1616, the same date of his birthday, at the age of 52. He is buried in the sanctuary of the parish church, Holy Trinity. In his tombstone is a written inscription, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear, to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he who moves my bones." The last direct descendant of William Shakespeare was his granddaughter, Elizabeth Hall, who died in 1670. Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare is a rhythmical pattern of iambic pentameter, just like most of Shakespeare's work. It is a 14-line sonnet which has a rhyme scheme of ABAB, CD, EF, Since this is written in iambic pentameter, meaning it follows a pattern of unstressed syllable or the symbol small letter u, followed by stressed syllable or the symbol slash. It consists of 5 feet, since a pair of a stressed and unstressed syllable is equivalent to 1 foot. This brief and ictus written above every stanza helps in knowing when to raise and lower your voice while reading the poem. Take for example, in the first line, as you can see, I have put the brief in the first syllable above the word let, followed by ictus in the second syllable above the word me. Then, you just have to repeat this pattern in the rest of the following lines in the poem.
Here are the sound devices used in the Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. In the first line, "Let me not to the marriage of true minds," we have euphony and alliteration. Euphony because of its pleasant sound of l, m, n, and r that are dominating in the line. Alliteration because it has 3 repetition of the initial sound of m. In line 2, admit impediments, love is not love. Consonants because it repeats the consonant sound of m and l. Also assonance because it has the repetition of the vowel of e. In line 3, which alters when it alteration finds, we have consonants because of the repetition of the consonant t sound or the t in the line. In line 4, or bends with remover to remove, it is assonance because of the repetition of the vowel o. In line 6, that looks on tempests and is never shaken, we have consonants and assonance. Consonants because of the repetition of the consonant s or the s sound, and assonance because of the repetition of short e sound. In line 7, it is the start to every wandering bark. It is consonants because of the repetition of r sound in the line. In line 8, whose words unknown, although his height be taken, it is an assonance because of the repetition of o sound, but in a short, long, and diphthong vowels. In line 9, love's not times full though rosy lips and cheeks. It is consonants because of the repetition of s or s. In line 10, within his bending sickle's compass come. It is consonants because of the repetition of k, and assonance because of the repetition of e sound. In line 11, love alters not with his brief hours in weeks. It is consonants because of the repetition of s or s. Assonance because of the repetition of long e sound. In the last line, and never read nor no man ever loved, it is an alliteration because of the repetition of the n or n. The poetic form of Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. Sonnet 116 is obviously under the sonnet, specifically under Shakespearean sonnet. It was defined in the module that this Shakespearean sonnet also introduced by Surrey but was handled best by William Shakespeare. It consists of 3 quatrains, a 4-line unit with a rhyme, and a couplet, a 2-line with a rhyme. And it has AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, and GG as its rhyme scheme. The persona and theme of Sonnet 116. When you read the poem, you wouldn't get anything about the speaker or the persona except for his usage of pronouns such as me and I in the poem. So you can say that the persona is the poet himself. I tried to search about the speaker of Sonnet 116 but nothing came up except for the information that the sonnet is being addressed to a young boy. Some other source just address the speaker as the speaker only and doesn't have any information too. So for us, the persona is the poet himself. When you read the poem, the first idea that will come up to your mind is about love, because the poem is about love itself. The speaker, or William Shakespeare himself, stated numbers of claims about what love is and what is not. Nothing can stop love from lasting. Love will not change the same way as how the appearance changes. You may face various obstacles and difficulties, but the love will never change. Love was compared to a star, though we can mathematically calculate it a star, but the value of it is immeasurable. True love isn't changing when you love someone. These are the ideas of love that being implied in the Sonnet 116. And I can also agree that love isn't changing because it is the love that changes the person. That would be all, and thank you so much.